Hey guys,
Hello, hello.
happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Witchin Hour. How are you, Miguel?
I'm great. How are you? A little tired,
I'm
but
not too
I'll be all right.
bad. Yes. Say honest, like up front, I was dozing in front of the telly about 10 minutes ago. so, yeah, no, I'm fine now. I've had a Diet Coke.
That's good. So how's your
Yeah.
week been?
Good. Yeah, I had a nice long weekend. That was really lovely. I don't do that often. Most people who work for themselves will understand this, that bank holidays really don't mean anything. But yeah, I took a long weekend. It was quite sunny, did a lot of walking with the dog, went to the beach. Yeah, what about you? How was your weekend?
Working.
Oh no.
Working from like 5 a.m. to like 8 p.m.
Oh
to come
man.
home and like try to. The other day, I fell asleep on like the iPad, like just drawing something. I don't even remember what it was, but just fell asleep with my
Oh
pencil
my
in my hand and everything. I was tired.
we said about that before, and just clutching the Apple Pencil. My pad, I often have it here, and then it like just tips forward and hits me on the nose.
You know
So
what it
yeah,
is too, that like I this whole week I've been trying to like go on the chats, go on like Discord, go on X, and I haven't been able to because I just haven't had the time. And then they were like texting me like, "Are you okay? Is everything fine?" I'm like, "No, no, yeah, I'm just really tired this week.
really busy and really tired.
Really
Yeah,
busy.
it's
You wouldn't even believe it."
hard sometimes like that where you kind of you can't even find 5 minutes just to bob on and say, "Hey guy," it's like literally you're flat out. So
I
and
try
then
to
when
do
you
it in
finish,
the morning.
yeah, I know it's bad when it's 1 p.m. and I haven't managed a GM post yet. That's when I know I'm busy. I normally try and do one about 11:30, but yeah, some weeks that's not possible. Yeah, so it's good. But I got my hotel booked, ready for New York this week,
How do you
so
feel
I'm
about that? Are you
excited.
excited?
I'm super excited. Yeah, I can't wait to meet good people, and I can't wait to see my art on display and just do loads of sightseeing. It's also my birthday week, so it's like special week. So
That's right.
yeah,
That's right. It's your birthday week too.
yeah, I can't wait. So we'll see. Well, hopefully I'll get to meet a lot of my FCW crew, maybe you guys. Yeah, it'd be wicked.
Yeah, for
Can't
sure. I mean, I
wait.
told you we will find the time to go to New York. I mean, I'm only like 5 minutes away from New York. I just got to take a train there, and I'm good. So I'll definitely
Yeah.
will see
Oh,
you
that'd
at
be.
some point.
I booked a hotel right like a minute's walk from Times Square. So I thought time's limited. We're only there 5 days, so I thought I'll just get a hotel right in the middle, just walking distance from everything, get it all going. So yeah, I'm excited.
So
It's
you're
going to be
close
really
to
cool.
Times Square or no?
In like practically in Times Square. So
Oh
yeah,
wow, nice.
I think it was like about a 6 minute walk to the Rockefeller, and like yeah, it's really close to a lot of the main sort of attractions that we want to see. So
Mhm.
I'm excited.
And this is your
I'm
first
gonna be
time
like,
in New York, right?
yeah, I'm gonna be like a kid at Christmas. I mean, I'm not gonna sleep probably the week before going. Gonna be so excited. I was yeah, I've been to like Hong Kong is the only other like really big city I've been to, and I absolutely loved it. So I know I'm gonna love New York.
That's good. Yeah,
It's
you're
gonna be
definitely gonna have fun. I mean, it's definitely gonna be exciting for you. It's gonna be. Are you a foodie, by any
yeah,
chance? So
yeah.
you'll definitely love New York for that. Like, there's just restaurants everywhere. There's all kinds of places to eat, all kinds of different foods. Like, it's gonna
I'm
be
gonna
great. You're gonna love it.
I'm gonna have to get recommendations from everyone for food, because that like me and Jace, whenever we go on holiday, basically everything just centers around food. That's what we like to do. As long as we get good places to eat, we'll be happy. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
And let me ask you something. Did they say yet which artwork is gonna go into Times Square or no?
So I'm on this community showcase with both pieces that I submitted. So
Mhm.
I think I need to do a bit of work. It's a bit funny thing, isn't it? The way they've done it this year, it feels like a little bit of a like what's popularity contest a little bit. I think there's a few things I could probably do on my hub to like earn a few community points, but
Yeah.
I was finding the time, right? It's a lot on top of when you're a founder and you've got like chats to maintain and posts,
Mhm.
and it's a lot. But I think if I could spend a bit of time, maybe do a bit of video content, even if it's just me sat in my studio going, "Hey, this is me," you know, I think that would help. So because I think they curate that. I think there's 100 artists they pick. I don't know whether they've picked
Yeah.
yet. I haven't seen, but yeah, we'll know.
What I can tell you too is make sure you bring a lot of stickers or pins if you have them, because you can leave them on top of like tables and stuff like that there, and
Oh,
people would just pick them up.
okay. I'll get some. I'll get some more stickers and some like
Yeah,
little,
come prepared.
because I have like loads of cool stuff. So for when I did the Psycho Sibling mint in Halloween, I got like a load of each one. I got postcards printed, and they've all got like all the details on the back. And anyone who minted all of them got like a set of those and the stickers. So I've got quite a lot of that stuff that I could probably take and just like leave, which would be really cool.
Yeah, you just leave them on top of the tables and stuff like that. Although this year, I don't think they're at the Javits Center. I think this year they're
isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're like in I think they rented out like a whole hotel or something like that, or like a whole.
I think it's I think it'll be a little bit. I imagine what it's like when I do a tattoo convention in the Marriott in Cardiff. I'll have a little stall in there. I imagine it'll be a similar sort of setup to that, where just like individual rooms for different things and whatnot. So we'll see. I don't care. I'm in New York. Whatever, wherever it is. It could be in like a dumpster and I would come. Not bothered. I'm just excited.
You'll have a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it a lot. So we have a special guest today, right? You want to tell us a little bit about the guest that we have today?
Yeah, so we've got a really talented, amazing artist and musician, Frisky Foxtrot. So he's one of the FCW crew who I talk about a lot. So we had NF Creeps on week before last. So he's one of our crew. He's a cute and creepy gang community member. You know, he's awesome. So he's super talented. He's got a lot of like really cool art, a lot of really cool music. So I'm going to get him on. Right.
Let's get him on.
Let me get him on. Here we go. So here we go. Hey, Frisky.
Hey. My hair okay?
There we go.
Did the makeup come out all right?
You look great.
You've done something to your hair since this movie.
Yeah, it's this new look I'm going for.
I love it.
Nice makeup.
Thank you.
Can you imagine if you just went onto a normal Zoom team call like that? People would be like, what the hell?
It's just been sitting here in the garage and was looking at me. I thought about doing this for Mark's, but he runs a little bit cleaner, more. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a little bit more serious than we are.
I had to do it. Sorry.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. So how are you? How's your day been?
Good. Yeah. It's been a busy day, but productive. I did some more of those tags. Is something I've gotten back into, is actually marker tags on a sketchbook, and I accidentally opened up the comments, and there's been a lot of people putting things in there. So I feel like I'm behind the ball on it, but it's fun. It's a good practice to do. So
awesome. Well, for those of you out there who don't know Frisky, did you want to like do like a really brief intro to who you are? And because I know you're an artist and a musician, so like I don't know whether music came first, art came first. So what's your story?
Yeah, absolutely. I consider myself jack of all trades, master of none. But lifelong creative. I guess the first thing that really drew me toward the arts, I would always draw as a kid and whatever, little doodles and whatnot. But I got into graffiti, something about the eye color, the high contrast, and it was very prevalent in the city where I grew up in Tacoma. It's a very art-friendly city. So that was the first thing that got me thinking about making art, and started doing little stickers and tags around 13 to 15 or whatever. That was the sort of the visual arts side of things. As far as music goes, I started playing trumpet in 5th grade all the way through middle school, 8th grade. And around 7th or 8th grade, I started picking up guitar. My dad's also a guitarist. My grandmother, his mom, was a trumpet player too,
Oh, wow.
and a pianist and everything. So
Yeah.
that side of my family is very musical. Um, always around it and stuff. But once I picked up the guitar and then I found grunge and rock and roll and all that, that's when the music side really got ignited.
Amazing.
Um, and then got into synthesizers, electronic music, experimenting with different sounds and such. And then in high school, I got applied for a public arts high school, and I got accepted, fortunately. And I think that's probably the only reason I was able to graduate high school, because regular school is so boring to me. I don't think I would have done very good at it. Not that I was a bad student, but anyway, that public arts high school is where my real love for the arts in general blossomed, because I got to play with all the different mediums. I'd experimented with stop motion as a teenager too, but in art school, I took a drawing class, darkroom photography,
Amazing.
Wow.
videography, just all kinds of cool stuff. And so that was the birth of the artist, if you will. I was
Yeah.
never much of a visual artist, never really that great at it. Once the advent of generative AI came around, that's when I felt like I had an outlet for some of these creative ideas that I had, and that coincided with the NFT space, which I caught right at the tail end of. It was mid 2022 or three, I forget. But anyway, that's what brought me here to Web3 is AI. Looking at it like
Yeah.
people are selling art online, aren't they? Like maybe I can do this too, and jumped in. Twitter was my professor. Twitter Spaces, I like to say. Learned a lot. Just listened, kept my mouth shut for about 6 months until I finally decided to mint some stuff and get into it.
Awesome. So were you like in a band or anything when you were younger, and like did you play gigs and all that kind of stuff before, NFTs and all that?
Yeah, in high school, I was in a couple of bands. I think three, two of them, yeah, three officially, but two of them actually, we played gigs. Not for any money necessarily, really. It was just to cover my gas because I was the one with the car, and somehow managed to fit a full drum set, bass cabinet, the full shit in my little '99 Ford Escort.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
it was crazy, but it was a lot of fun as a punk rock based band, but kind of experimental on the edge of not thrash, but yeah, sort of like Sonic Youth punkish,
Yeah, okay.
and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of gigs, legal and not legal, abandoned buildings or uh, underage drinking and whatnot.
Like the usual.
Yeah, normal punk rock stuff. Am
Normal
I
stuff.
right?
Normal stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the rave scene for me when I was a teenager. So they were the underground, like illegal raves, and oh, you were going to a party and you got a little invite, to try and make it like not breaking the rules, But everyone knew, no one knew whose birthday it was. It was just, it's crazy. Oh, they got 1,000 friends, amazing. You must have some seriously funny stories from those cramming those kits into your car and stuff, and
That's true.
Well,
Yeah.
the one story that I remember the most was this metal festival and these cool bands that we all looked up to. It was up in the mountains, the foothills of Mount Rainier. Totally unsanctioned, just somebody brought a power generator up there, and we get up there and the power generator doesn't work. They're running to town to try to get the spark plug, get it working. Nightfall happens. It's not happening. The festival's off. But go to find my was he? I think he was the bass player. Yeah, I went to go find my bass player because let's get back home. I got a long drive ahead, and he was having a drinking contest with a 45-year-old metalhead with a beard that was down to his belly, and they were taping their beer cans up like a wizard staff, and both of their staffs were basically head height, and he was out drinking a 45-year-old metalhead wizard. And yeah, I don't know how a human fits that much beer without going to the bathroom, but he did until the windy roads back down, right? And
yeah,
he
I bet.
throws up on my car, and I'm like, "You're gonna have to clean that off." He didn't clean it off. hassled him for the money. Finally got the car washed, but
But it happens, right?
yeah, this is shit that happens. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. That's so
Sorry,
cool.
Mom.
Sorry, Mum. Sorry about the car, Mum.
Oops.
Brilliant.
It's all right.
So,
This is a safe space.
yeah, I know, yeah. No one's gonna grass you up.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's so cool. So, what so in terms of, because a lot of your music and art is married together, like you do some really cool video and animation to go with your music. Like when you're working on a music piece, is it that you have a riff in your head, or is it a visual that you see first, or lyric? Like how does that work with your music writing?
Yeah, so lyrics are pretty much absent from my music. While I like poetry, appreciate all the arts in all their forms. I'm not a singer. I'm not a lyricist. Something I've thought about getting more into, but usually, yeah, there's a riff that's in my head. And quick disclaimer: the 2 albums that I have out on Spotify and Apple Music and all that, those are all uh, AI generated for the basis of the melodies and stuff. So it's not like I'm coming up with these. I'm filtering, and I call it summoning with any AI art. Like the way I approach it is the thing exists already. I just need to extract it, and then once I find that thing, I polish it into a proper gem.
Yeah.
So what you're hearing is not all just AI based. I'm using the melodies and the harmonies and stuff, like the instrumentation, the baseline foundation of it is all generated from AI, with the exception of 2 songs on the first album, which I still haven't told anyone which 2 those are. But if I'm making a song from scratch, yeah, I'll hear a riff or like an idea in my head, and then just kind of expand upon that, whether it's a bass line or an actual melody. And it's either that or there's a mood or a vibe that I'm going for. So I'll just pick a key and start messing around in that key, and just let the thing birth itself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. I'm gonna find a track now. Let me put the share screen on now. Right, I'm gonna hang on. Let me stop.
The audience here wants to hear some beats.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna stop this share, and I'm gonna share something else. Hang on, share a minute. So a Chrome tab. What is there anything we want to start with? I've got like the "Don't Look in the Mirror" and "Make Death Earn It."
Make Death Earn It would be a good one. Don't Look in the Mirror is not my music. I just made the visuals for that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, so can I press play on that? Like, can I make it any bigger? I think if it goes full screen, it disappears. So.
Yeah, it's covered. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. I really like it. I have lots of questions now.
I know.
So is this all AI generated?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So I think this is the final movement here. But yeah, it's all AI generated images that are then used as initial start and end frames.
This part is pretty tough.
Oh my god, Frisky, that is just it's
It's amazing.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's like I could lose myself in that. Like completely lose myself in it. You know what I mean? It's just there's so many layers, the colors. It's like makes me feel really joyous, but then sometimes it's like dark as well. You know what I mean? Like it kind of for me, it's just perfection, honestly. It's insane.
Thank you.
Miguel, like I know you've
No,
probably
that's
got
cool.
a million questions.
So my first question would be like, what inspired you to explore just AI art based on like the music that you're creating? Like something must have like snapped in your head and was like, okay, this will look really cool with this sort of beat or whatever the case might be, right? But
Yeah.
what triggered you at the beginning of it all to be like, okay, I want to use AI art for this?
For this kind of project,
Just
or
in general.
my inability to draw great is really what it was, to be honest with you. Like I've done printmaking, I've done drawing and painting, not that good at any of it. Not I don't even consider myself good at graffiti or tagging. So um, the ability to create anything in this infinite well of creativity that is the AI models that exist,
Mhm.
and the ADD part of my brain that just gets really obsessive when I find something that I like. Um, I found myself just in a never-ending rabbit hole of trying different prompts and words and phrases and combining textures and things like that.
Yeah.
It's just something that felt right. I mean, it's one way
It's
to
a
say it.
feeling. Yeah, it's a feeling.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like like it's so for example, I think I mentioned this on the last podcast that we had that sometimes when I draw things based on what I listen to, right? So like there's times where I'm listening to some sort of music and that feeling conveys into artwork, right? So I feel like this is doing the same thing for you, but in a different kind of sense as far as like AI. And not only that, like it's great that we're having you here now because there's this huge debate about being an artist and using AI, right? Like there's this big stigma between both. And I feel like this is something that I haven't seen this before. And the visual that it gives me and the feeling that it gives me based on what I'm listening to, it's amazing. And I really love that for you. Like this is great. Right. And people will say, and I know I'm talking a lot, I'm rambling, but people will say that AI art is not real art, blah blah blah, etc. But it is in a sense because the prompts that you're conveying and the feeling that you're feeling when you're doing whatever it is that you're creating, that's art. To me, it is. And not only that, I feel like AI art. It's something that could be used for a lot of different use cases, and this being one of them, right? And I never even thought about something like this
Yeah.
being done, right?
Mhm.
Like, and one of the things that I always engage in conversation with is that AI art can be something that even disabled people can use that want to be an artist, but they might have some sort of disability that they can't do it, right? Um,
100%. Yeah, that's kind of the biggest counter argument right there, and I get where people are coming from with the anti AI feelings and sentiment and stuff,
Mhm.
but it's funny you bring that up, the music driving the feeling type of thing, because I tend to do the same thing for a lot of my still images, or if I'm working on a collection. there's a vibe or an emotion or a feeling that I'm trying to craft the piece around, and ideally at the end of once it's finished, with the minor photoshopping skills that I have,
Mhm.
I want that to convey that same feeling, some kind of energy transference from the music. Not my music, but like a song or of a playlist that brings me to the end of a final piece. And I listen to that and like tap into that specific vibe or emotion and try to transfer it through the art.
You're
Now,
really good at that. Like some of your like more horror, like yeah, well, I've got a couple we can show as well, like that have that real like dark kind of energy about them, which is you know, you are very good at creating emotion. Like your work is really emotive,
Right.
I think, for sure. And I personally, I know like the argument about AI, but the way you execute it feels like it's multidisciplinary. It feels like it could be photography montage with paint with bit of you know what I mean. I feel like it
yeah,
feels classical to me, like in terms of like the styling, and you know, I don't know how anyone could argue that against it, and like you know, and it makes it
Yeah.
accessible to the masses, right? You know, I feel like some people have things in their mind that they just don't have. It's like you said, where you feel like I'm not the best drawer or painter or whatever.
Mhm.
To be able to translate that vision in a way and achieve it like you do is amazing. And yeah,
I love this.
it's so cool, right?
No idea.
I knew you'd love Frisky. It's like he's super talented, and
It, the thing is that even as it was playing, there's no lyrics, so you're focusing on the artwork,
yeah,
right? So I was feeling something watching it. I don't know about
yeah.
you guys, but
He's proper
or the
escape.
195 people watching, but I was watching that video and I was just desperately inside feeling some sort of emotion. Like
good,
it
good.
was great. It was
Yeah,
great.
I'm on the fence if I call it a music video or it's a more of a music visualizer because there's no lyrics, so there's no real narrative, right? Like
Mm,
with a lot of music videos, you're depicting a thing like a short film. Um, with that, it's literally just the same art that I would post as a GM and GN, and I just make a big long series of it. And there's sections that it's the one girl with the blue background and the white texture at first, and then transition into another scene. But it's all one fluid. There's no cuts. There's no edits. It's a test of your patience and our ever growing
yeah.
digital
So
7 second
how
attention span or whatever.
yeah, how long would it take you to execute that then? Like, because that, like, I
Oh
can't
man,
imagine that. Because I know how hard it is just trying to. I've recently been using a little bit of Mid Journey just for like my job. Like, if someone's asking for a specific stock photography that I can't find via royalty free channels, I'm like, right, let's see if I can create this. And that is so much more labor intensive than people realize. Um, so, like, how long would it take you to create like a 3 minute? What was that? 3.5 minutes, something like that.
I
Like,
think that one's almost 4 minutes. That one, I don't know. I should do a better job of keeping track because I get asked that often, and I really, I mean, I guess so. The images, it happens very fast. If you have a prompt that works and you know the modifiers that work, because I've been using it so much, I know what I'm generally going to create, or I'll stumble upon it on accident. Um, that one, yeah, I was just prompting for fun, just making GN post images, and thought this would work for this song. So then I expanded it and made different sections of it. So the still image generation part, man, I think there was like 150 images maybe for that, maybe 100, I don't know, but yeah, an hour or two to generate the images,
Wow.
then put them into the video models, and that's where it can take a lot longer or less depending on what you're going for. So, for instance, on that video, I didn't use much for the prompt. I was because it was just initial image, end image, then using that end image as the next initial, right? And then keep going. So it's all one long fluid thing. The prompt was very minimal. I just kind of copied and pasted it, or didn't use any prompt at all. But the time that it takes to generate a video versus a image is a lot different, and the credits can be more expensive too. So to generate an hour for the images, fucking probably 2.5 hours for the clips, and then about 30 minutes to assemble them. If I download them properly and sequentially, then it's easy.
Yeah, that's so like I just thought, because what I find mind blowing is the consistency of style that you achieve as well. So even in a piece, I actually have this on my wall behind me, but a piece like this, I know, right? A piece like this is still, if that video we've just watched, feel it just is so in keeping to the color palette, the styling, and I think the thing that people forget about AI is you have to be an absolute wordsmith. Like if you haven't got the language and the ability to input, I you can't. You know, people kind of go, "Oh, AI means anyone can do this," and blah blah blah. But that is not the case. Like to be able to create like AI imagery like you do is a proper skill set in terms of having the vocabulary and the knowledge and patience is huge.
Yeah. The patience part of it is not a factor for me because it's such an obsession of mine that I don't, there's no labor involved.
Mhm.
It's not like drawing something that actually requires time and patience, right? It's something that I love to do, and I do it in my spare time. But yeah, the vocabulary is a huge one, and I remember hearing that early on because the more words you have, the better you are at making prompts. And I'm slightly dyslexic, just ever so slightly, so my vocabulary far exceeds what I actually speak and how I conduct myself in real life. But um, that plus the arts background and the appreciation of all arts mediums have kind of been a good asset in helping me be able to prompt in different ways and styles and whatnot. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that tempo and rhythm influences your visual choice, correct?
It can, yeah. Um, it definitely can. Uh, yeah.
so
These Fox ones, were
they're my favorites, and they are not loading for me right now.
they're
There
huge
we go.
files. There you go.
Yeah, because so your handle Frisky Foxtrot, where did that come? Because I love this "Don't F with Foxes" collection. Like, is there a story behind that?
Frisky Foxtrot. Frisky Fox was just a funny name, gamer tag that I had back in the day. And I just thought it was silly, like a frisky fox. It sounds like a furry, and that's a ridiculous concept. So I just used that name. But when I got to Twitter, once I found out what NFTs are and where that was happening, somebody had it. It's a dead profile now, as far as I'm concerned. But I was trying to brainstorm. I still wanted to keep that idea, and it was actually just a auto correction on the iPhone. I was sitting there typing it, and the autofill said Foxtrot. It's like, okay, that
I love it.
could work. It sounds more solid, and
Yeah,
um, oddly enough, I always get compliments on it from people from the UK. They're like, "Foxtrot, I love that."
I think it
I don't know why.
like ballroom dancing. You know, the
Yeah,
Foxtrot was the idea of it. I don't know.
yeah,
It's fun. I love it. It's a cool handle and a nice
but
story too.
I love foxes, so I don't know. They're cool because they're social, like cute, but they're also a predator, right? And they make some terrifying sounds at
Yeah,
night.
we
And
have a den right behind the house, and it
oh, you
sounds like
do?
wailings, like screaming. Sometimes you're like, "Holy cow, what's going on?" But it's fun because when we go, if I go out at dusk around this time of year, I start seeing the little cubs, and they'll run ahead of me, and I see them disappear down the hole, and it's like they're there every year. That is cool. I love foxes.
Yeah,
Good.
hell yeah.
We went out at the end of the night the other night, and Sans was growling as we went out, and I put the flashlight down the lane, and there was just all these green eyes. We all like walking up the lane. It was really creepy, but yeah, it's pretty cool. But I'm going to share another piece of your music. Is there a track that you particularly would like that you think would be cool? Is there another nice animation? I've got All Before the End lined up.
Um, there was two of my most recent videos. If you just go to the YouTube feed,
Yeah.
Those two are like a colorful glitch, intentionally AI slop.
Is that all before the fall? Is it that one?
No, what the hell was it
Let
called?
me share this screen and then you can see. Here we go.
Mochi the Corgi.
Moji
Or
the
A Moment to
Corgi.
Break. It's not going to be in that playlist. This is from the current album.
Yeah.
It's got a thumbnail of a little Nissan 240.
Is it in the just videos?
Videos right there, that first one.
This one?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's do this one. This is cool.
Cupcakes.
Anime and Cupcakes, streaming now on all music platforms.
That is so cool. And this is the part where I was saying that like the tones can conduct to how fast the video is going, right? Because you can see that once it mellows down a little bit, like the video kind of slows down a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Let me ask you something. Does color play a role when interpreting sound?
Does color play a role when interpreting sound? The sound definitely influences the color palette. Yeah. I mean, I prefer that hyper neon, bright and in your face, things you can't look away from.
Yeah.
My art's not for epileptics. Sorry, but
Safety warning.
Yeah. And the reason why I asked that question is because you can see in this video it's very colorful, but it goes really well with like the rhythm that you have going on and like just the visuals that are happening within the video. So I mean, I really enjoy this.
Yeah, it's because that whole album, Anime and Cupcakes, is breakcore, lo-fi feeling melodies. All the songs were generated in AI to be lo-fi songs, but they happen to be within a certain BPM range that those break beats fit well on. So then they turned into this melancholic type of feel.
I love the album, by the way.
Thank you.
I was listening to it driving. I had quite a long drive the other day, and I was listening. It's I did feel like I might have been speeding a little bit because of the beats. may have been putting my foot down a little bit too much. But it's kind of got that lovely beat. It is mellow though. It's
Yes, mellow, melodic, but fast, right?
It's pretty fast. Yeah,
duality.
And who did the cover art? Because I knew that was a collab, wasn't it? The cover art.
Yeah, it was not a collab. It was I commissioned the work from Guru Hyena on Twitter. I think they're on Instagram too, but Guru Hyena is. Oh. And it's so funny because we've been friends, but you know how Twitter works. Your feed drifts away. You don't see their work. I didn't realize we were friends already. I just saw them, and I was like, "This." I DM'd them. This art would be perfect for breakcore, and they go, "You make breakcore?" It's like, yes.
Yeah, it's really cool. Is there another track off the album you want to play, or is there another video? Oh, what about some of your more darker stuff? The which I absolutely love.
That one's short and sweet and dark, but funny dancing monsters. Not my music, by the way. Slint is a band.
Oh, okay. I saw this on your Insta, I think it was. They're like absolutely terrifying. Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. What are your favorite tools to use for AI?
For video, Luma. One of the cool things about getting on Twitter early and establishing myself in the NFT Web3 space is that I've been reached out to and provided a lot of opportunities for creative partnership programs with a lot of these AI companies. So I lost track of how many, to be honest with you. Luma. I'm not going to rattle off all the names of the ones that I'm in because I forget them all, and I'm sorry, but I appreciate all the free credits. Luma's great. Kling AI is one of my other favorites. Nim Video has like a bunch of different models on there, but for still images, I pretty much only use Midjourney and Midjourney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Those are my go-tos. And for music, it's Udio for sure. Suno I do use some of, but primarily Udio.
That's really cool.
That is really cool. So
I mean,
what?
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go. So we both like.
We all have questions for you, Frisky. We're gonna have to have you here for like 3 hours. No, I'm
Ask
kidding.
away.
I'm curious. It's just for me, it's so hard to like do prompts for AI. Like it never comes out the way I picture it. So how do you come across what you really want to convey as far as like prompts?
Well, definitely step one, unfortunately, is letting go of the notion that you're going to be able to actually control it or get what you're expecting. The way to control it, I've found, is just a lot of experimentation, unfortunately, with a lot of credits and stuff, and using the same base prompt, something fairly simple, and then just adding a couple of modifiers, taking a section out, adding or swapping. Like you have your base prompt and then the additional flowery words, and then toying with those flowery words and seeing what that does. And then it's just a touch and go test by trial by fire, and fire a million shots, one of them will stick kind of thing.
It's more of like a learning to adapt along with it as
Trial
it goes.
and error.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I've tried it a million times and I just can't get it right, and I get so frustrated and I stop. I'm like, you know what? That's it.
That's it.
I get that. I get that too. Yeah. Sometimes I'll try a new model and like, this is trash, just because it's speaking a different language than what I'm used to. Every model, the prompting is going to be slightly different, right? It's like you're both speaking English, but it's interpreting it in a different way. So learning the dialects of these different systems is part of the challenge or part of the fun of it.
Yeah, because I've noticed that even the difference between ChatGPT and Midjourney, if you just have like a little play around, you can be more conversational with ChatGPT and a little bit more like almost like you would talk to a person. Whereas I feel like Midjourney, you have to have better language skills and you need to know the style of art or I've done a few tutorials recently, like because I obviously do a lot of merch, and I was like, how do I create a really nice mock-up photography? And I found some really good, and down to like literally specking the lens, the like shutter speed. You get to that level, once you find you were saying, once you find that base prompt, and then all I'm doing is like changing the mood or the, the area or the, whatever.
Yes.
It is labor intensive. Like
Yeah.
you can't just put in, create a model wearing a white t-shirt with like, it's not that. And like you get some really random stuff coming out that is like really quite worrying with people, like with weird arms and like kind of like
Yeah.
7 fingers, and you're like, what the hell? It's crazy. So I am in awe of people who can execute it to the level you do, like, because
Thank you. I think I've just been doing it for so long that it's kind of second nature, I guess. I totally understand that frustration, though, because it happens even to me sometimes. Like, why is this? They updated the model. It doesn't look the same. Like, you know, it's a stupid thing to complain about, but it does happen.
yeah, I can imagine.
Does the model does it understand, like, does it, you know how ChatGPT sometimes when you're talking to it at some point or another, because I've been using ChatGPT for a very long time, like it understands you right after a while, like it just
Yeah,
knows you, right?
yeah.
Does the model for this stuff, this is the same way, like for video creation and stuff like that? Does it? No.
No, no. So the majority of my videos are made. I use Midjourney for the initial image, and
Hmm.
then I take that image into the video model and give it a video prompt. But it's not learning based off of you. In Midjourney, though, there is a thing called the personalization thing, where
Hmm.
you go on their website and you're basically giving them free. Um,
It's like,
RLF,
yeah,
Yeah.
RLHF, real life human feedback or something. You're just rating, do you like image A or B,
yeah,
more or less, and you do that a bunch of times, and then it creates a personalized profile, which is a code that's just for you. Other people can use it, but so over the past 6 months, almost a year, I think that's been going on. That's been a
yeah.
thing. So that's
Kind
kind
of
of helped keep my things a little more.
specific to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But it's not just learning from conversation, it's not remembering what you told it or what you
Yeah.
liked.
no,
Not like ChatGPT is a LLM, a conversational model
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
has memory.
yeah,
Midjourney does not.
yeah.
ChatGPT is like my best friend now.
Same
Hell
here.
yeah.
I'm just like I'm always chatting, and I've started becoming really polite and go, "Oh, thanks, I love that." And he goes, "You're welcome." And I'm like, "My friend now,"
Yeah.
because I'm super
Treat
polite.
your AI right, fam.
I'm going to sell out the human race hard when the machines rise.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it is, yeah, because that's what it is interesting. I hadn't, because I've noticed that with ChatGPT, where I write my Luna Witch stories and I get it to edit, and they're getting better and better and more tailored to what I'm asking
Mhm.
all the time, all the time, all the time. So yeah, it's that is even harder then in that case if your other programs are not doing that. That's intense, dude.
Yeah. Do you think the future AI tools will like blur the lines even more between music and visuals at some point?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, it's going to get really weird. I think this year is going to get really weird with the agents, AI
Yeah.
agents that
Yeah.
are able to go out and complete tasks and stuff. It already
Mhm.
has, but there's a lot of changes that are being coming that we're not quite ready for. I don't think we can fully conceptualize the line between music and I think any song should have a music video with the ease of creation that we
Yeah.
have. Um, But as far as what's the next thing other than, like, a phone, like, it could get really weird. I mean, brain chips are the obvious scary next step, but, at that point, then you also have quantum computing, which is a whole
Yep.
'nother bundle of worms. You
Yep.
don't it's, I don't understand it, but it
I
sounds
know,
scary.
sounded really scary.
Yeah.
There's this guy that I just started following on X, and I just came across him by accident. He does like all these AI movies now. Like he's a producer, but
Oh
he's
yeah,
Yeah.
doing like,
link to this. Yeah, it was really
yeah,
cool.
it is so cool, and they look like somebody did them in a studio somewhere. Like
Oh, yeah.
actually drew it and everything. It looks so cool.
Yeah, I was a part of the AI Film 3's first, program or first they hosted a thing in Arizona. and it was in an actual movie theater. Like they had 2 theaters rented out and showed short films and everything. And it was during a time right before a bunch of new video models had come out. So some of them, you could tell what model it was, but other ones, like that could have been just an amazing trailer for an actual movie. You have no idea, and
Wow.
it's gonna get more and more that direction very, very soon. I mean, it's already happening. There's a bunch of people going viral off of fake mashups and stuff, and it's a fun time for creativity, though, because
It really
you can
is.
make whatever you want.
I find it super exciting. The possibilities are just like mind blowing, if you've got anything lined up, any sort of, I know you've got 2 albums of new on iTunes. So
Yep.
have you got
And
anything else lined up? Like any new projects or collabs?
I've got a big old project. It's 60 minutes of lo-fi, chill-fi. It's like chill, lo-fi, hip-hop, kind of glitch hop.
Okay.
A little bit of that choppy, glitchy things, the same tool that I use on both albums. But it's a full 60-minute playlist, I guess, would be. I don't know. So in order to roll that out, I want to make sure that I get enough attention on this recent album, the Anime and Cupcakes one.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be releasing it first on an actual cassette tape.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
Physical.
Oh, that is cool.
Those are cool. Yeah.
There's not many people that even know what the hell these is, let alone have a device that can play it or the know-how.
I showed my niece one. She was like, no idea. What is that?
I know. Should I make a tutorial, a little instructional booklet on the inside?
You're probably going to have to.
Right?
You just brought back a lot of memories right now.
Yeah, I'm only making a small batch, very small batch of them. I think I'm starting with like 8 to 10. I'm gonna be doing hand-drawn Posca marker style art, but it'll have a really tactile, lo-fi, proper lo-fi.
Nostalgic. I like the era of the mixtape. Oh my god! I love it. I used to sit in the UK. We had on a Sunday there was always like top 40 sort of charts, and I'd sit there with my ghetto blaster. Like normally my mum would be making me run a bath, and I'm there with my finger over the record and play at the same time, going, I will catch that favourite song, and you praying the DJ's not going to speak over the top of it, like kind of doing it. Oh my god! That's so cool. What about vinyl? Have you ever thought of doing any vinyl?
I have. It's expensive, but
it is, yeah.
The recent album, though, Anime and Cupcakes, I would like to get that on vinyl. It's the right length for one side of an LP. And then probably do a lot of my remixes. There's a playlist on my YouTube for them, but there's a print-on-demand service that they do like a lathe cut version. It's not the typical vinyl press.
Okay.
It's a little bit more affordable. So I don't anticipate to make any money off of those. That's just a cool life goal. And I was going back and forth on it, and my coworker said, you know what, you should definitely do it because you'll thank yourself in the future. Like you'll be grateful that you did it. Yeah. I was like, okay, you're right. You're right.
It's a really cool idea.
It's a very cool idea. And it's so people are like so into vinyl. Like it has such a resurgence.
A lot more popular than cassettes, I'll tell you that much.
I don't know. I've still got an old Walkman with a cassette in there that I don't think any of it would work, but it's cool. It's so exciting. You've got so much stuff going on.
I do. I also have some prints showing at a local brewery.
That's your first show, isn't it? Which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is that out there already?
It is. I didn't post. I didn't do a really good job posting about it too much. One of them have sold. It was a situation where the hardware was missing from the previous artist, or some mix-up happened. So it's this beautiful place, Elliott Bay Brewery in Burien, if anyone's in Washington. And they're all reasonably priced, high-quality prints, 600 DPI. I actually have some sitting here. I don't know if any of these are going to be good to show.
I was going to say, is there anything on your Twitter feed of the show?
They're in there somewhere.
I'll have a look through.
This lighting sucks, but they're 11 by 17, so big and
That's cool.
quality.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
see it.
Okay.
Got a gang of these, and yeah. So once that'll be up for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months, and once that show is done, I'm gonna have my website finished, and I'll have these available for order. It's not a print-on-demand service. These were done by hand from a friend of mine, and yeah, they'll all be reasonably priced. There it is. Yeah, I wanted to get one of these up. This one's some cool details.
Yeah, look at that.
Lots of
That's
So is
color.
it like a little microbrewery? Is that what it is?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't drink anymore, so I don't remember the specifics. But it's a pretty big place. And yeah, I got some more hanging up since then. My mother-in-law, my stepmother lives up there. She's also an artist, collage artist, amazing artist, by the way. Keep trying to urge her to get into Web3, but it's
Dude, that's
I know.
not for
so hard to
everybody.
get.
Yeah, but
Web 2 into Web 3 nowadays.
God,
Oh yeah. That's and was it not last year, the year before, you were in Times Square on the billboard, right? As well.
that was 2023. Yeah,
Yeah.
December. It was during the height of the shopping season too, which was crazy. Creeps, NF Creeps, Creepy Steve, he went over there, just to see it in person, and he said, "Yeah, there's a lot of people around." I have a couple of clips on. I've shared it on Instagram, Twitter, and everything else, but on YouTube as well, like proof of it being there. And the coolest thing about that was that my piece was right before Sabet's piece, and
Oh wow.
being a graffiti artist, like, what the fuck? Like, that's
Yeah,
the Sabet? Like, oh shit.
crazy.
I've been a long time admirer. Sabet, I know you're a fan of the show. Do the right thing and follow me back, please.
Yeah, do it. Oh, that's so.
So this was in Times Square.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And how did that come about?
It was an open call by Art and Vault, which is a great community. Farah XYZ runs it on Twitter. Yeah, Art and Vault. So they just, I don't really know how they got a grant or something, but it's not as expensive as you'd think to get a little bit of billboard time space up there. I think it was up for 8 seconds each or something like that. But
That's pretty
they
good.
just put out an open call back when a lot of these open calls were more popular, and I made the cut, which is awesome. And if back on that Hug homepage, the other piece that looks very similar, I also submitted to an open call that one got shown around the same. Was it the same time? It
Yeah.
was, yeah. But that was shown in Art Basel in Miami, but in a
That's cool.
augmented reality studio, like a hidden secret show.
Oh, there we
that
go.
Vibe is yeah.
Wicked.
And those were pieces that I was almost willing to throw out. I never posted. Those were older too. It was around the time when Midjourney had a big update and everything was looking more photoreal and all this shit. And I was digging through some old pieces like, this might work. Maybe people will like this.
I love it. It's so vibrant.
Yeah. Do you feel more accepted by the music scene or the digital art scene?
Oh, interesting question.
That is a good question. I think just Web3 in general is such an amazing and accepting place. I've had next to no negative interactions on Twitter, which is fucking crazy. I stayed most of my life off Twitter until this, and like, here comes the cesspool dumpster fire that everybody talks about. And I got in, it's just all these cool artists like FCW, like you guys, like it's been great. So I guess probably more accepted for the visual arts side of things, because I've been doing that in the Web3 space for longer than I've been advertising and getting back into music. But the music space is equally as accepting. I think most artists are polite people, and that's been my experience.
Generally, we're open and kind of maybe used to being a little bit on the fringe in real life.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what I love about Web3 is, it's that, it's like one mind, isn't it? Almost, I find. Like, I feel like, especially if you're lucky to meet a load of artists like we have, like, you know, with the FCW, and it's insane. Like you say, I've had no negative sort of interactions really compared to like my life as a graphic designer.
Or a regular artist.
Even there. But yeah, in this space, none whatsoever. Yeah. I think everyone here just wants to win, don't they? And they're just like super passionate about what they're doing. So
yes,
it's really cool.
And that's the message, right? That's the message that we want to convey with these live streams, and you know, even with Kevin, like that's what really the message that we want to drive and hone in on. That people should be getting along with this stuff. Like, people should be talking about it. People should be seeing it, right? I just had an idea, right? How cool would it be for us to do? I had this crazy idea in my head for like weeks now with Kevin, and I'm like, I want to do Rebel Fest.
Yes.
Right. Like, we're not huge yet by any means, and I keep saying yet because I know one day we will. But
you will be.
You know, like, imagine having Rebel Fest and having you go live performing with the visuals in the background. How cool would that be?
My head literally just exploded a little bit. It just like something went pop.
Just picture this huge screen behind you while you're doing your music thing on stage with all these visuals behind. Ooh, I love it.
Your music reminds me of the stuff you see. Is it Tomorrowland? Have you seen all it?
Yes, I love Tomorrowland.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Do you know that, Frisky? All of the festivals? Check it out on Instagram, where they have these DJs and these really elaborate, like, kind of they almost create these worlds like at these raves. Oh my God. And they'll have these massive AI creatures like literally illuminated over the crowd that are dancing. It is, you'll see it and it'll make you
speaking my language.
Have you ever been to Tomorrowland or no?
No.
I'd
love to go.
It's insane.
It just insane. I go through hours just going through reels of it, seeing all the stuff. It's insane. Honestly, check it out for sure.
Yeah, I could picture you in Tomorrowland, like doing this.
I'm there. I'm like, that is happening.
I'm like there. Still there.
It's so freaking cool.
We're gonna do it in Rebel Fest first.
Oh yes, a Rebel Fest. Where would we have Rebel Fest?
In New York. Like, it has to be New York. It is gonna be expensive, but that's okay.
Yeah. I'm finding that booking all my things. It's a little bit spendy going to New York.
It is.
It's not a cheap trip.
Okay, I'll get Kevin to put everybody in a hotel somewhere.
Oh, that's it. Is he in the chat? Is he listening? No.
He's probably in a beach right now, sunburned or something. I don't know.
Oh God! Well, thank you so much for sharing all your stuff. Like, I feel like we need to. Should we do like another tune? I feel we need to.
Sure.
I'm going over. I'm like overexcited now.
You said you were looking for more dark stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, or I like that first tune that had the really vibrant girls that were like transitioning. They were kind of cool. Let me do this. Frisky Foxtrot YouTube share. Right, in your playlist, is there anything that you think would be really cool? I feel like we should finish on a really high note.
Let's do Bando Granny on the Beat. Can you just search the page? I don't remember which. Oh, it would be under remix. Yeah, Bando Granny.
Granny with a Y?
There it is. Yes. This gets me back to the Web3 and what a beautiful place this is. Any J 504 is my AI guru. He sent this song in a DM. Because I was like, can I remix that? And I went ahead and made the music video for it. And I like it.
Well, I have this lined up.
I just hope I pass the right genes. So they pass along what they can notes on the right team. And I do the D, taking G's on my EJ. Each up for the barrel like where I do on E-Day. I don't skateboard through these obstacles, I find a way. Hella subsidiary, rubbing us like rubbing the edge.
Sure, our community member Luna Vortex is watching. I'm sure she's very happy watching this video right now.
Yeah, she was definitely watching the video.
knew it.
I should have learned more. Double G E E T D D D F D D D A just I G. On the beat.
I love it.
So this was something that someone gave you to. I mean, you asked to remix, correct?
Yeah, Benny J504. He's a fucking guru in all things crypto, all things AI. He's literally my Twitter guru, and a great mentor and good dude. He just threw it in there. He was like, "This is a funny thing." I wrote the lyrics and made this song, and I immediately recognized it was in my BPM range of breakcore breakbeat, and I love the old school jungle
Yeah.
D&B, right? And
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do something like that, so this fit the bill perfectly, and just chopped it up. I did that within a day, and all the clips, by the way, too. I used a variety of models, but those were all just one shots, meaning I just put a prompt in and took the video.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's so cool.
Thank you.
Do you think that AI will ever? This is an out of the box question, but do you think AI will ever create without like any human guidance?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it already is. There's a bot that's claiming to do that. Whether or not it
Yeah.
actually is, hard
I've
thing
seen that.
to know. I definitely think so. I think one of the most out there ideas that I had was, people wear the Fitbits or their watches and all that, and all their bio data. What if it could tell what kind of a day you had and know your dopamine and serotonin response to different music, and you just had a stressful day?
Ooh.
It'll generate the song that's going to put you in the perfect mood to decompress, or the perfect movie to it'll just generate what the fuck you need in that moment.
That's true.
That is pretty cool.
So that I could see it going that far easily, and that's without any brain chips even.
That's just with an Apple Watch.
That's just with an Apple Watch.
Yeah, I love that idea. I think that's kind of what my dog does. She's like, "What kind of mood are you in? How many kisses do you need?"
You kisses? You want to play? What are we doing here?
We in?
Oh, I've been talking for about an hour already.
I know, right? I just
doesn't even feel like it.
It doesn't. It feels like 5 minutes. But yeah, I'm so impressed with everything. I mean, I know I see it all the time and in the chat, but it's so nice just to like talk to you and just you about your art. Like I can't wait to speak to everyone from the FCW.
This is awesome. Yeah. You know, again, like I wish Kevin was here because Kevin would like love you.
Yeah, he would. He'd be all over this, wouldn't he?
For sure, like 1000%.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have you on again anyway. It'd be fun.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the near-death experience and there's a lot more we could get into.
Man, we're gonna
have a part
two.
Part two. Yeah, let's leave that for part 2. Actually, suspense. We're gonna hang up on 300 people right now.
Oh, geez. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Let's go.
So let me ask you something. The last question I'm going to ask you. When someone sees your work, what's the one thing you hope they walk away thinking?
I think, wow. It's hard to say because I love variety and life in all its forms. So there's a lot of different things they could take away from it, but ideally it's something they see and not just scroll right past, or there's something they can't look away from. That's the idea, the goal. And maybe it doesn't make you feel a specific thing. It can or can't. I don't know. It depends on the piece, but it's something that grabs your attention and maybe makes you think a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. You're always like, when you like come across my Instagram feed or whatever, like, well, you know, I was shared it to my story, and you can't take your eyes off it. It is, you know, it really does make you. I feel like I get absorbed by it. Like, you know, I can't look away. You know, it is.
That's the feeling. That's what I'm looking for.
Or whether that's because it's making me smile and really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But even the really dark stuff makes me smile because it's the type of thing I like. But that when
Yeah.
you capture, we should share your FCW piece actually.
Oh yeah,
Let's
that
do
was a
that.
fun
That'll
one.
be on
But
open.
look at the what I told you like at the beginning when I first watched that video. Like, it just made me feel something, and
Yeah. So yeah.
I felt good automatically.
Yeah.
Right. So kudos to you for doing that.
Thank
Like
you.
anybody who can do that, it's amazing.
I love dichotomies and juxtapositions and things like that. So
Yeah. That's what I love about is that sort of balance of light and dark, and kind of
Mhm.
the energy feels.
Mhm.
Because the pace of your music changes, and it is, because that's, you know, that's what fascinated me about doing the Lunar Witch thing, was the whole, like, it's a witch, people think it's the dark, but it's about the light element of it as well. So I think
Exactly.
it's embracing that inner sort of battle a little bit, especially with your art. You know, I think you have these bright, vibrant colors, but then actually the composition might be slightly threatening in some way, or
Yeah.
a little bit weird, and make you go, wow, that's like quite difficult to look at.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
clever. It's really clever. I think you managed to kind of pull the sort of the beauty and the dark together, like, really perfectly. Yeah, I'm going to share this because you did. So we did an FCW collection.
Mhm.
I think there was 13 or 12 or 13 of us at a piece, but Frisky did this really Pennywise the Clown. It is really cool. So let me play this. I just gives me chills, right?
That's cool. Is there music on this or no?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not playing. I think that. Oh, I know why.
That's very cool.
That is like on. You can mint that from OpenSea or Magic Eden. It's on base. So yeah, it's a cool one.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah, it's
I
really.
like that. I'm gonna have to go get one.
Yeah, it's the only video which I love, is the only video piece that, like, everyone else did, like, just, you know, a flat NFT. So it really stands out in the collection.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So Frisky, where can people find you? Like, where do I go? To learn more about you? Where do I go to mint some stuff? Like,
I have a couple of pieces on Foundation, but they've been lingering for a while. The majority of my work has been minted onto Object and also rad.live. They're a good video friendly platform that's Web3 integrated,
mhm.
high quality, everything up there. I'm pretty sure, yeah, everything I've minted there is 4K.
Wow.
With Object, it depends on what the file size can fit and everything else. So a lot of my music videos are available for sale for $5, $4 or $5 each on rad.live. Object, there's a lot more still images there. Some recent video with music pieces on object.com as well. FriskyFoxtrot.com is coming soon, but not live yet. My landing page is friskyfoxtrot.carrd.co.
Okay. And YouTube as well. You're on YouTube.
Oh, please subscribe to my YouTube. It's incredibly hard to build a following over there of any kind. And YouTube's kind of like, I treat it like my sketchbook. Some things I'll spend hours and hours on. I'll put my best stuff up there, but some of it's just ideas and things. It's just a feed of all the things rattling through this crazy skull of mine. And yeah, you never know what you're going to get over there.
We're all just a little crazy sometimes.
It gets a little weird.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on. And you're only my second guest. So yeah, that's amazing. I've had loads of fun.
It's an honor.
So easy to talk to you though, because you've got such a rich wealth of art, music, the lot, video, it's everything. It's really cool. So yeah, thanks.
That's very cool. Very cool stuff. We definitely want to have you a second time. We're at 299, Vicki. We got to hit that 300 before we go.
Come on, one more.
So yeah, we definitely want to have you a second time. There's definitely more to talk about. You just threw out some near death stuff, so I want to hear about that. I want to hear more about your artwork. I want to hear more about your younger days and art and all that kind of stuff. And we just hit 300. Look at that.
Let's go.
See how Mark ended up talking to you for 2.5 hours, right? Because I was like, I watched that and I was like, wow, okay. Because I know there's loads of stuff. I was thinking, oh my God, there's so much to talk about. So it'd be good to have.
We didn't even get into the near death thing with him on the second time either, though. Well, the longer version one, but yeah, it's
a good introduction to your art.
Suspense for the next episode.
There it is.
Yeah, it is. Dun, dun, dun.
Cliffhanger.
The theme tune for it.
No, but I love it. Hang on. Let's say our goodbyes and don't close out the browser anytime soon yet. Hold on. So Vicki, take us away.
Well, thank you, everybody. I can see the whole FCW crew is in the chat there. Wick and Captain Futon. Luna's there and Retro. Thank you so much, guys. FCW t-shirt. Thanks so, guys, for coming and, hanging out with us again. I'm really appreciate everybody who comes in. So yeah, everyone just needs to stay cute and creepy and join us next week.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. See you all next week.
Good night, guys. Let me